Check in on the markets now with our business reporter, Ed Boyd. Ed, Wall Street finished higher overnight. So what did it mean for the local market?
Laura, the local market's up about 0.7% in early trade, and it's all thanks to Wall Street and specifically the US Senate, which has raised the debt ceiling in the United States. There were fears the US government was going to default on its loans unless this debt ceiling was raised. So overnight, the debt ceiling was raised by about $500 billion. So in America, the debt ceiling is now 28.9 trillion US dollars,
wow,
which is a phenomenal amount. And that will only let them pay off their bills by the 3rd of December. So they're going to need to raise their debt ceiling again within the next month or so to continue paying off their debts. But just to put that debt in perspective, Australia's debt this year is about 1 trillion Australian dollars. So that's about 730 billion US dollars. So our debt substantially lower than the United States. So the market's lifted in America, they've lifted in Australia too. Gas companies are the ones to watch because the gas price has gone up quite sharply this week. So watch gas producers like Woodside Petroleum today.
Okay, I can't really get my head around how many zeros is in a trillion, but I know it's a lot. But anyway, let's talk about the Reserve Bank. Later today, it will release its half-yearly report, which should include some commentary around the housing market. So what are we looking for?
Well, this report comes out every 6 months. It's the Financial Stability Review, and they always put some commentary in there around household finances and property. And obviously, property has become a big focus over the last month or so from the Council of Financial Regulators. And earlier this week, we saw APRA raise the interest rate loan buffer from 2.5% to 3%. This is for someone that wants to take out a new mortgage currently. Their borrowing power has effectively been reduced very slightly. So expect the Reserve Bank to go into a bit of detail on this policy move from APRA. They should talk broadly about the property market and where things are sitting in regards to credit and whether Australians are getting over-leveraged on their mortgages. So hopefully the Reserve Bank reveal a few interesting items today that we can talk about a bit later.
Yeah, we hope so. In the last couple of months, has the RBA been at all concerned about the hot housing market?
The last couple of months, there's been a definite shift in their statements they release on every time they release their cash rate decision. And the governor's statement has been changed slightly over the last few months, saying they are watching the housing market closely. They're watching property price growth very closely, and they want lending standards to be maintained to reduce risks in the market. So what that means is they don't want people getting over leveraged on their loans. And that's been a definite change from the Reserve Bank over the last few months. And now we've seen the banking regulator, APRA, take some small steps here to put some curbs on lending.